Parashat Miketz 5. The reference is Perek Mem Aleph, Pasuk Mem Gimal, which starts out with the following: Vayarkev oto b'mekevet hamishneh shelo, vayikre'u lefanav avrech. So they put Yosef in the chariot, mekevet hamishneh for the second to the king, and vayikre'u lefanav, and the people called out in front of him, avrech. The question is, what is the interpretation of that word? The Mefarshim go into that. Rashi starts out by saying he thinks that word is not a Hebrew word. He says, ketargumo. He says, I think the explanation is the way the Targum explained it. And the Targum, Onkelos writes, den abba lemalka. The word avrech is a contraction of two words. It comes from av recha, abba lemalka. The word recha or rech signifies melech. It signifies the king. Den abba means he's an advisor or a sar or a very high officer to the king, or actually an advisor to the king. And rech, Rashi writes, the word rech milshon romi, melech. He said this is not a Hebrew word. The contraction from the second half of it, rech, comes from the Latin, which was then adopted into the Aramaic in later times, and that this word comes from that. So he says, Abba lerecha. He's an advisor to the king, and rech comes from the Latin, which means the king. In fact, reg, rej, or ra, there's a very similar carryover into many of the languages in Europe, particularly the Latin languages derived regimen, that kind of thing. That it means the king or the army of the king, and reg means is like regina. It comes from the word in Latin, which means king. And then Rashi brings an interesting comparison. He says, I'll tell you why it's derived. Actually, what happens was from the Latin, it got adopted into the Aramaic, and in Gemara Baba Batra, Daf Daled Amud Aleph, it says the following: Lo recha velo bar recha. Who's that about? That's about Hordos, Herod the king. The Gemara says over there, they told him, the Hachamim told him, Lo recha, you're not a king, and you're not even the son of a king. So there, the word recha actually is the Aramaic derived from the Latin, which means king. And so Rashi's Onkelos, obviously translating into Aramaic, and Rashi follows him that the second half of this word rech means king. Ibn Ezra says no, that's not what the word means at all. The avrech comes from the word berech, comes from birkaim. It means the knees. So what is that all about? What happened was, when Rashi says what happened, according to Ibn Ezra, as the chariot came towards the people, the individual said, I should bow down and get on my knees in front of this particular important person who's second to the king, Mishneh Lamelech. So avrech means I will bow down. I will get on my birkaim. I will get on my knees in front of this particular great person. And he also says this word avrech is binyan kaved nosaf. It's from the Hifriel. So in other words, like vayavrech al birkav. Vayavrech is the verb from birkav, which is there by it's in Divrei Hayamim Bet Vav Perek Vav Pasuk Gimal. Vayavrech al birkav. He got down on his knees, and that's in the it could be in Binyan Kal. Vekulam migizrat birkaim. Everything is derived from the fact that the word for knee in Hebrew, knees, is birkaim, and then you have the verb derived from that, vayavrech, and avrech is here also a verb derived from that, which means get down on your knees and bow. Now, the Biyonah Sfaradi, Amir Dakter Sfaradi, Ibn Ezra, it's the Ibn Janach. He says that the word avrech, actually the aleph is like a hey, and the word originally should have been havrech. Here it's written as avrech, and the havrech is the matzav of the keri'ah. So in other words, get down and be on your knees. The avrech means get down in the position of being on your knees. And that's according to the Ibn Shanach, that it is a state of the particular action, not just the command to do the action or the inspiration by the individual to do the action, but it is the state of being the act, of doing the action itself, of getting down on your knees and bowing down.